was still sat on the delivery board and he had gone up to Nick and waiting for a bed. Waiting for your dad to turn up.
Yes.
No.
Everyone might can you please put it on?
And apparently the hospital.
For that fourth and fifth zone positioning, now we're going to swing on over the farm. And a number of players here, Lecce, Mongrel, and Noah Riley, all posted up right on top of this barn and also right on the edge of that next station.
Me? I've got his
shot. Had shot.
He
actually get defeated there. Will Noah be able to reign supreme with it? With only 27 builds, I don't think he's going to be able to do it. He's got to get this elimination down below. Dropping through the rafters, though, will give him an opportunity to get a shot, but it misses. As a third party coming through, Noah Riley suddenly finds himself in a situation he does not want to be in. And the quick edit out will return him to the high ground, but there's not much to work with here. He's already farmed it all out. Yeah, and he's going to now start breaking those builds. You saw they were already damaged, just trying to get as much wood without actually converting over, but just quite literally right on the white line of the zone. With so many sharks in the water right around him. You saw Mongrel saying, nope, I'm getting out of there. And if Mongrel's rotating away from the situation, you probably don't want to get stuck in it either. But Noah Riley, if anybody has the loadout to make it work, it's him with the mythic weaponry, particularly in close quarters. You have so many options available to you. And that mythic shark shotgun hits so hard. It is Lecce who he hits so hard. 12 HP being the difference. And immediately edits himself up. And he's going to pop those shields, get the med kit off, and try and defend. But no.
Yeah, no blankets, no clothes, no nappies, nothing.
Breakaway, and just going to opt to use the shockwave launcher to create some space, use some natural cover there, and the ramp is pretty built. Hopefully now, pop that medkit, but Clement is nearby, just cone camp.
But they were still massive on him, weren't they?
That was too close for comfort there from Riley. Got that even, but not as many matches he was hoping for it, and hopefully able to continue his streak going through, but now we're on board here with Rezon. Same kind of situation. A lot to work with in the inventory, but not a lot of match. And look, he's looking to set up. Oh, crash pad into the top. Will he get in? No, the cone's going to prevent it, but he's all the way in. He doesn't care. This player being a little bit too careful with their builds. And what of that drop, and they're not going to be able to get it. Is Rezon going to get the drop on them as they're continuing to crash pad? Crash pad in, trying to get the player out, and shots go through, and PCH gonna go down yet again.
So I've done all the housework that night.
Really good job from Rezon there to pound that fight out. He saw all of the excess movers coming in and knew if he was able to close that out, he'd be able to just kind of advance himself in the game. And notice too, he pulled that fourth zone. He's right on the edge of that, so he should be looking to see how many extra materials he was able to pick up from PCH there and just build himself a nice little base, out,
then I was back
into that zone and then own all of that territory possible, making it harder for people to rotate back over. Because now we're still on board here with Hen, who was 6 coming into this match. Another big opportunity for him to rocket up the leaderboard with his teammate Rifle going down.
I stayed in Niku. I didn't go home. I stayed in the Niku. They actually kicked me off the ward. I went straight to Niku and stayed on the Niku ward until you picked me up at, what, 9 o'clock that night?
When does he rotate? Does he rotate?
In the back of the car.
No, you didn't. I think they were with Dad. It's just me and you, because I sobbed all the way
home
that day.
Right. Because then I would be taking you, Dad would be at work, and I'd have 3 kids in the back, dropping you off at ball.
No, I think their dad had them, because it's just me and you on the way, right?
No, over Christmas it was me taking you up there.
Yeah.
Chris bringing you back, and me having the kids.
Yeah.
Then you'd go back up again to go on 10 o'clock at night, and then you and Chris come back. I would leave yours and come home.
I actually had him on the 22nd early hours of the morning. By 10 o'clock on the 23rd, they kicked me off the ward and I had all my bags packed and I was sat in Niku with all my bags. And I had said,
trying to set up an ambush,
crying.
but nobody is going to fall for a Kane. They're going to be the one here is there. He does get some shots, but this is not where Hen wants to be. He's going to have to get creative on this next piece of the rotation. Because Kane's going to sit in the cone, he's got to realize that, and he does. He puts the ramp, he knows immediately. That enters that edit state. It's no longer that fully built. If you see a non-fully built cone, you have to be wary of it. But that player trying to catch an advantage of Hen, and Hen says, joke's on you. Welcome to the chicken coop. I'm the boss here. Takes him down. No problem closing in on that second place in threshold. But Hen trying to catch up and take over that #1 spot. Being the top legend, but now
on board. One of the favorites is Rezon, who has had a relatively decent performance today, just on the outside of the top 15 coming into this game, but it's not been the consistency we've seen out of him in the heat stage, finding it a little bit harder to cement himself in those consistent top 15s and top 10s that he was so well known for during the qualifiers.
And every day you play Fortnite, somebody gets better, somebody improves, and somebody comes out of nowhere, and you've got to be on top of that. And for some of these players, sometimes, you know, it doesn't end up working out that way because of the RNG factor. It was unfortunate to see him go down there as we see a fight happening between Wolfies and Serenity Swaps, as Rezon going to look to get some third parties there, is actually shooting through an open edit there, not shooting through a wall. As he does get some tags on the Swaps, as Swaps is dropping down onto Wolfies, and Wolfies is actually going to fall.
And we've seen this time and time again. We've kind of talked about it. Wolfies is really good when he's the aggressor, but he can kind of be taken advantage of when you go back on him, and that's what we've seen time and time again, and that's kind of what European solos is about. Like, yes, you can be good when you have all the tempo, but pretty much every other one of these players is good at playing high tempo. As Rezon identifying the fact that that fight had been resolved, immediately crash pads over, and he's able to pick that one up. Now he has 3 players worth of loot over on the side with priority on zone. He's going to be somebody to keep an eye on. P to spare before that siphon ends up coming through, and that's a 2-point swing as we hit top 50.
And he finds the extra minis as well. This is so good. He gets the flopper off. He's going to have minis to refill the ones that he's trying to take, and he finds a good path to zone as well. This was very, very clutch in getting into this end game, because had he not found that, he would have been very, very, very much in shambles. As Rezon nearby, Mawaka there as well, as we get Nebby, Arion Carton there on your screen, Mr. X as well, advises there. A Savage now in this end game as well, 17 points, so he needs 2 back-to-back perfect games to get to that top.
Yeah, and it's somebody who's very good at executing in the mid and the late game. We've seen time and time again 100 Thieves, Mr. Savage, and we've also haven't seen as much as we did before. The peppers in play. When you eat those peppers, you get a huge move speed boost, and it lasts for a minute. So when you get in these late game circles, it gives you a lot more options and a little bit more versatility when you're in these fights. And right now, Savage doesn't have one activated, but using that crash test dummy, hoping to avoid an explosion right here and potentially be the one to cause a little bit of demolition derby. Gonna drop in the box, finds the first shot, finds the second, can't quite convert. Right now, 5 HP, and he gets taken down. Mr. Savage, 17 points, going to be on the outside looking in when it comes to contesting for the top spot. Both him and Benji, 2 of the fan favorites, effectively eliminated from that Axe of Champions competition. But want to know who's not? E11 Tayson up on the high ground right now, just raining shots down in that full built metal base, and then using the ramps around the side to cut off any angles on players who might punish him. And a great hit fire shot onto Smudge, then converting afterward, then right away popping the crash pads and trying to head over towards that player to potentially scoop up whatever he can get as we close in on top 40. That's placement points going over in the next rotation, moving out.
And what a start contract where we saw him on the low ground, had high ground all of a sudden, and now fragging out is getting elimination after elimination on 3 now, looking to pick up number for that player. No shields remaining, no builds remaining as well. That's going to be Young Bob going down. Tayson now looking for elimination number 5, not going to be able to get it. He's got a good amount of mats as well. 2 crash pads remaining in the inventory, so he can make it into zone number 7 and 8. It pulls away from him. He's going to look for any eliminations that he can, but he decides, you know what, I'm going to get ahead of zone, then look back, because that is the best way to find these eliminations, as players are not paying attention to the head of zone.
Hello? Hello? Oh, can you hear me? Bro, hello? Can you hear me? Frank, hello?
Yeah, French.
Oh yeah, but can you hear me? Where are you? Emo if you can hear me. Emo if you can hear me. Do an emo if you can hear me.
Have space. No one else is on your level. You turn eliminations in by doing this because he knows he's safe and he can continue moving on a horizontal level while also harassing his opponent. Top 20 takes over now. Tayson's going to continue.
Who win? Bro, who win? Are you excited? Who win? Guess who win? Bro, guess who win? Hello, hey D. Hey bro, who will win? Who do you think will win, guys? Subscribe to the channel for more yeetness. Oh my god, that guy's crazy! Holy! That guy's crazy. He's a... Bro, come on, man. Oh my god, bro, there's a small circle and there's like 50 people or something. If it's like, bro, yeah, if they just shoot, they shoot, bro, if they put, bro, keep the battle. Son, stop your boat grounded. Wait, oh my god, this guy's a sweaty, holy!
All the time.
Stop. No, don't pay me. Don't pay me. I'm busy, I wanna watch. Come on! Oh! It's a 1v1! It's a 1v1, guys! It's a 1v1! Oh! Come on, bro! Come on! Come on! Aura, you can do this! I support that Aura guy. Oh god, it's lagging. Hey! Oh my god! Oh! This guy
Converts.
Bro, shout out to this guy. Shout out to Tayson. Tayson, shout out to you.
That's 26 points in match number 5.
Chef, you dumb fish.
What an insane performance from Payson. The lead has been blown out of the water, and now it's just going to be about who can play catch him. Can Rifle do it? Can DeSantos do it? Or will